Hey everybody, welcome to Board Online, Board Offline. Today we've got our top 5 games that were new to me in 2018. I wanted to share with you some of the games that I've played that I basically they got to the top of my list that I've really enjoyed from 2018. So just to give you an idea, I played 23 new games in 2018. So this is just close to about 20% of that. So again, top 5 in 5 minutes. And now, when you're watching this, if you do see any games that you think you might enjoy, be sure to check the description below. And there will be links there if you'd like to purchase the games. And just a small amount of that will go to the channel if you do that. There's also other ways to support the channel in the description below. So let's get right to the list. 5 minutes starts now. All right, so CVlizations is my number 5. This is a game based off of the CV series, the CV game engine, I guess. I don't know if it's a game engine. Anyway, the system, that's what I'm trying to say, where basically you're trying to build your civilization up. This is a very, very light game for a civilization building game. It doesn't take very long, 30 minutes maybe, maybe 40 minutes. And it is really, really cool, really fun. Gives you a little bit of that feel without spending hours playing a civilization game. You've got these cards, and you go through age 1 and age 2, and you're trying to have the happiest civilization at the end of the game. And you get different, I don't know if they're called technologies, but basically you get different technologies, that you bring. Maybe journalism would be one, or there's stuff on the screen, you'll see it. There's different things that you can get, and you have different resources such as wood and food and stone, I believe, are the 3 resources. CVlizations, it's a lot of fun. My number 5, great for younger kids, middle-aged kids, middle school kids, that sort of thing, middle-aged kids. Number 4 is Charterstone. Now this was one from Stonemaier Games that my wife and I played through the entire campaign. It is a legacy game with a campaign, obviously, but unlike most legacy games, you're not destroying anything here. You are building a village, and at the end of the campaign, it is designed to be continued playing. You're going to keep playing it afterwards if you want to, and you have your own personalized village at that point that is unlike any other village anybody else has created, most likely. And it's a very, very Euro game, and you are trying to get the most victory points. We have different goals each game. That's Charterstone, my number 4. Number 3 is Scythe. This is also from Stonemaier Games, and this is a game where it's in between World War I and World War II, but an alternate history where mechs were created, and all these different factions have these mechs, and so now several factions have converged on this factory that makes these mechs, and they're trying to take control of the area around it. And there is some combat in the game, but really it's more about controlling your territory, upgrading your faction. It's got this really cool upgrade system where when you upgrade, you actually kind of do 2 things. So you've got this row at the top of your board, and you'll take a cube off of that, which makes one of those powers better, and then you will put the cube on the bottom of the board to cover up a cost, so it makes the power on the top of the board better, and on the bottom it makes the power down there less expensive, and therefore also better. That's Scythe. Number 2 is KeyForge. KeyForge is this game that kind of took me by surprise. I was at my FLGS and they said, hey, come play this real quick, and I played it, and oh man, now I've got to get a hold of it. Of course, the starter kit is sold out right now, so I can't get it. KeyForge, every single deck in the game is different, meaning unlike Magic the Gathering, where everybody is buying booster packs to then create their own decks, and you spend so much time before the game and after the game trying to figure out what cards are going to go in your deck, all this stuff. With KeyForge, you buy decks. You buy 30, I believe it's 30 card decks, and that deck never changes. You never adjust it. That is the deck you've got, and every single deck is different. That's the crazy thing, and they all have their own names, and so there's some pretty interesting names out there. And you don't do any adjustment. You don't have to think about what's in your deck. You just have to learn how to use that deck to the best of its ability. That's KeyForge. And number 1 is the 7th continent. This is an exploration adventure game where you're going throughout this continent that is predetermined how the continent looks. It is not randomly generated. The continent always looks the way it looks, but where you're trying to go changes based on the curse you're trying to lift off of yourself. And I believe the main game comes with 4 curses, and you have to go hunting, and you have to find ways to deal with injuries that you get. And your action deck, which is the cards you're going to be using to build equipment or to do different abilities, that action deck is also your life force. And if you run all the way through your life force, then you end up drawing from the discard pile. And when you're drawing from the discard pile, you end up getting a curse card. At that point, game over, you lose. So you need to find ways to replenish the action deck, therefore replenishing your life force, so that doesn't happen. And that is the 7th continent, my number 1 favorite game that is new to me from 2018. So thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Be sure to check the description, like I said, for links to these games if you want to check any of them out. Also, be sure to give me a thumbs up if you like this video, and subscribe if you like the channel, and find me on Twitter @boredonlineboardoffline. And until next time, if you're bored online, board offline.